Welcome to Mixing Up Success, the show where we blend together the right ingredients to help bakers and small business owners build thriving businesses and a lifestyle they love. I'm Dani, the baker, teacher, and business mentor behind Dani's Kitchen Shop, and I'm so glad you're here. This first episode is a little different. It's just me sharing my story, how this all began, and what you can expect from episodes ahead. So grab a cup of coffee or maybe a cookie and let's jump in. If you've followed me for a while, you probably know Dani's Kitchen Shop as a bakery, or maybe as a place to take cookie decorating or pie dough classes. But the truth is, it started long before I ever picked up a piping bag. I began Dani's Kitchen Shop in 2015 while working for Oregon State University. I was teaching culinary classes anywhere I could find space. And I mean anywhere. Science rooms, libraries, conference rooms, you name it. And every time I hauled in the ovens, the cooktops, the bowls, everything. I was dreaming of having a teaching kitchen, a place where I could share food, learning, and connection without carrying half the kitchen in with me. That dream sparked something, and even though the timing wasn't right, it planted a seed. A few years later, I stepped into a new chapter, agricultural lending, which actually tied me back to my roots. I grew up on a small family farm raising cattle. I was gifted my first cow when I was 7 and built that herd up to 20 mother cows by the time I graduated high school. I sold them to help pay for college. I earned my bachelor's degree in ag business management and general agriculture and my master's in agriculture education with minors in ag and resource economics and animal science. Working as an ag lender felt like coming home. I learned how to evaluate business financials, manage debt, and see what really makes a business thrive. These are lessons that would later help me build my own business. Around that same time, my husband Herbie and I were also growing our family orchard business here in Hood River. Our orchard has been in his family since 1909, and we're proud to carry on that legacy. Herbie handles the daily operations, planting, pruning, and harvest, and I handle the business side, bookkeeping, payroll, financial management, and insurance. Running a farm keeps you grounded. It's unpredictable and humbling. It teaches patience, balance, and the value of hard work. Those same lessons have shaped how I approach Dani's Kitchen Shop and every business decision I make. After having my first child, I wanted to be closer to home. So I took a position in food safety at Diamond Fruit, our local pear packing cooperative, the same one our orchard has partnered with for generations. I became the food safety coordinator, managing both in-house and grower compliance programs. And that's where cookies entered the story. Baking had always been my creative outlet, but cookie decorating became my stress relief. Friends encouraged me to start selling, and on January 1st, 2019, I officially launched Dani's Kitchen Shop under Oregon's cottage food license and began selling cookies. At first, orders trickled in, and then before long, I was up to baking 30 dozen cookies a week while still working full time. I told myself, if others can work swing shift, I can too. But the truth was, it wasn't sustainable. My growing family felt the strain, and in 2019, I experienced a loss of a baby we never got to meet. The following week, I quit my job, no plan, just a deep knowing that something had to change. Not long after, my old position at Oregon State University opened up, and I took it. It felt safe and familiar. Then 2020 hit. Like many of us, I found myself working remotely, homeschooling, baking, and I was now pregnant with our second child. In April, I hit pause on cookie work. By May, I was back because even in chaos, baking grounded me. That fall, my daughter was born, and during maternity leave, I leaned into cookies again. When I returned to work, I knew I couldn't keep juggling it all forever. I thought about scaling back, but that Christmas, my husband surprised me with a custom Dani's Kitchen Shop sign and said, "Don't give up." That belief, his faith in me, sparked what I needed to keep going. A few months later, I found a commercial property that fit everything I'd dreamed of for years before. Within a week, I made an offer and it was accepted. It took over a year to bring it to life, but by July of 2022, I moved into my very own commercial bakery and teaching space. This summer marked 3 years in that space. Over 1,000 students and more than 100,000 cookies and countless shared stories have occurred in my kitchen. Today, Dani's Kitchen Shop is a bakery by day, a teaching space by night and weekends, home to local cookbook clubs, and my source of endless inspiration. In 2025, I expanded into mentorship and launched my first business course for small business owners and bakers. My goal now is to keep growing that side while maintaining the heart of the bakery, those in-person classes and connections. I've also started moving more content online to reach bakers across the country. In 2024, I self-published Cookies with Kids with my children, and this year, I'm launching the Smash Cookie Collection and the Smash Lab, an online space for creative recipe development and sharing the behind the scenes of our baking experiments. So why mixing up success? Because business, especially creative business, is just like baking. It's all about balance, patience, and willingness to experiment. I wanted to create a space where we could talk about both the creative and the practical, and all of the real life stuff that happens in between. You'll hear solo episodes like this one, and also conversations with my incredible team who help make it all possible. Mercedes, my lead baker, now growing into her role as production manager. Michelle, my friend and food scientist, who helps with product development and food safety. Alyssa, my marketing and design partner, who helps us turn ideas into action. And Amy, my photographer, who's been capturing Dani's Kitchen Shop from the very beginning. She'll share photography tips and real talk about running her own solo business. Together, we'll talk about baking, branding, growth, and what success really looks like when you're creating it in your own way. If you've ever dreamed of turning your passion into a business, or if you're already in it and just need a little encouragement, you're in the right place. Each episode will offer something to take back to your kitchen, a mindset shift, a marketing tip, or maybe just the reminder that success doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Because at the end of the day, mixing up success is about progress, purpose, and joy in whatever you're creating. Thank you for listening to the very first episode. It means so much that you're here. If you enjoyed this story, follow Mixing Up Success wherever you listen to podcasts and share it with a friend who's building something sweet. You can find me on Instagram at Dani's Kitchen Shop or at our website, dannyskitchenshop.com, for classes, recipes, and business resources. Until next time, keep mixing up your vision of success.